going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-807-1600. And if you are at home and want to see me live in the studio, you can go onto YouTube right now and type in Modern Renaissance Man, and you can watch me live in the studio where I will be able to see your live questions and comments coming in. Again, I am Ty Smith, aka Modern Renaissance Man. Okay, folks, so to start things off, here in Bloomington Normal, we had a rally that was down by the Department of Health. And I have to say, it went quite well. It went really well. We had a lot of people there that were supporting. We had a lot of people down there that had their signs. A lot of people out there showing that they are standing up for their children and the generations to come. We also had, of course, a little bit of opposition. There seemed to have been somebody that seemed like they were out of the movie The Crow. Had all black on, had a long snout. It looked like those things that bother me every single morning. Y'all know, y'all ever heard them? They every morning, one of those things was down there in human form. And they had a sign that said, I see dead people. But what they didn't realize, if they would have stayed maybe another 30 minutes in the sun, the dead person they would have been seeing is themselves on the ground as their spirit floated out of their body. Anyway, there were a lot of people down there giving their take on what they felt was going on right now when it comes to these masks. And the whole idea of what we were all down there for is talking about unmasking our children. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a test that you can do right now if you want to. Number one, look at the box that you get from the store that is supposed to protect you from this virus or any virus. Read that box. Any of you guys that are listening to me right now on the radio, any of you listen to me right now live on YouTube, if you have your box with you, okay? If you have your box with you, read the box and what it says about what it can not protect you from, okay? Now, we got that out the way, okay. What I was going to tell you, you can do this simple test. If you have anything like a hand mirror or I don't know, possibly your cell phone, anything that may have like a glass-like type, feel to it. Take your mask, put it on your face, blow through your mask and see if your breath vapors ends up on that handheld mirror or if it ends up on the piece of glass that you're holding, if it ends up on your cell phone, okay? Then put on another mask, 2 of them. Go through the mask and see if it ends up on the glass. If not, go, and the reason why I said as if you were blowing is because if you happen to sneeze or anything like that, it comes out with way more force than you just blowing what I just demonstrated if you're watching me on YouTube. Put on a third mask and do it. I tell you what, from the experiment that I did myself, I was able to take it all the way up to 5 masks, and I was still able to see my breath vapors go through the mask and end up on the glass. What is that telling me? Well, that doesn't explain anything, Ty. That just means that no. What it's telling you is this. Go and research to see how large your breath vapors are on a molecule scale, on an atomic scale. Look to see how small your breath vapors particles are versus how small the coronavirus, the COVID-19, and its cousin Delta. Go and look it up to see how small they are. And if you're going to see that that virus is smaller than the vapors that you breathe out naturally, what makes you think that the coronavirus cannot penetrate through that mask? Not only that, do yourself a favor as well. If you cannot find it on Google, if you cannot find it on YouTube or anything like that, because they're starting to censor out a lot of questions. You remember there was a time when you can just go on Google and type in something and it'll actually try to give you the legit answer? Now, if you go in there and you type in what you're looking for, they try to shadow ban it. They'll put it like on the 10th page of what you're looking for. If you go in there right now and put something in there saying like, can I get coronavirus if I do X, Y, Z, or can vitamin D really protect me from getting? If you put that in there, you're going to find all things at the top saying vitamin D really doesn't protect you from getting coronavirus. Blah 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 blah. You're going to find everything that actually discredits it, versus actually telling you what your answer is that you're asking. So anyway, what I was going to say is that if you cannot go on Google and find out what your mask looks like under a microscope, hopefully there are some videos on YouTube that you can watch and see what your mask look like under a microscope. If you can't, possibly see if you can call around and ask someone that you may know. I'm serious. This might sound crazy, but there are some people that actually do have microscopes. There might be college campus that will allow you to go up there, take a cut of that fabric out of the mask that you're currently wearing, and look at it underneath the microscope, and then you get to see how porous it is. In other words, it's permeable. It can be penetrated. Folks, have y'all ever seen a clown do a trick where they take a balloon and they're able to pop the balloon with a pen, but then they make you think that they're doing some type of magic where they can take a same balloon and blow it up, and then they can push the pen through it real slowly without the balloon popping, and you look in there in amazement. To those that are listening online right now, do you know how they're able to do that? Blow up a balloon, stick a pen to it, and it pops. They blow up the balloon again, and they push the pen through it real slowly, and the balloon doesn't pop. They'll pull that same pen out, and they'll pop the same balloon, and you're sitting there looking like it's amazing. Like, how is this clown able to pull this off? How is he able to do this? Do you know how they're able to do it? Because when you blow a balloon up, the balloon itself will stretch out, and microscopically, you can see that the balloon begin to have little holes in it like this. What the clown or the magician would do, they would take the pen and they would just kind of lightly push it up against the balloon, and they would wiggle that pen a little bit. And what that pen doing at the pen tip is actually going through those small little microscopic fibers that the balloon is made out of, and it actually makes itself go through one of those little small holes. And once the clown see that it hasn't popped, or the magician see that it hasn't popped, once it gets in there, they're able just to push it in there because they got through those fibers that were stretched out. That's how it's able to happen, because microscopically you can see that the balloon has been stretched out. If you blow up a balloon, how come your air that you blown in there doesn't stay in the balloon? How does the air escape? How does the air get out of the balloon? Because there's small microscopic holes in the balloon that your carbon dioxide that you breathed into that mask came out of. It's easy. Why is it that when they say if you wear a condom, it's a good chance that you won't get HIV or AIDS, or it can protect you from syphilis, it can protect you from all kind of sexually transmitted diseases, it can protect you from possibly getting pregnant, but it's only, they can say 99.9% that it can do it. You want to know why they say that? Because just like a balloon, certain illnesses, certain viruses, the condom is permeable to those. They're permeable to that. They can actually make their way through it. Microscopically, some of these viruses, some of these STDs, if the condom is stretched out while being used, I know that's like, dude, this is really graphic right now, but I'm just being real. If it's stretched out while being used, any sexually transmitted disease or anything like that, any semen, sperm, it can get through those small little openings in a stretched out condom. That's how it works. It can get its way through. So what I'm saying that for is this. The question is going to come down to it. Are you indeed protected? That's what people need to understand. Are you indeed protected if you are wearing this mask? And the question is, quite frankly, not fully. No, you're not. That's just it, folks. You are not fully protected at all from it. And I keep telling people this all the time. When you wear a mask, in order for someone to possibly infect you, they almost literally have to spit on your mask. The wetness that's on your mask, if it touches your lips on the opposite side that your face is on, if you happen to just lick the mask, I don't know, if you happen to touch the mask with your hands and you forgot to wash your hands, you touched your mouth. That's how it can be transferred to you. It will not be transferred to you just from you walking outside and breathing in the air. It will not be transferred to you just because you're walking down the aisle at the store. It will not be transferred to you because you're walking down the hallway at work. It doesn't work that way. All of a sudden it changed to now it's an airborne precaution. And yeah, right, it's a droplet precaution. Anyway, folks, we're going to take a break here. More to show when we come back next. I'm Ty Smith. You listen to Cancel This on Season 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal. What's going on, Bloomington Normal? Hope you guys are all doing well. I am Ty Smith, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can also text the show at 309-807-1600. And if you are at home near a computer, you can listen in and watch me live on YouTube by going onto YouTube and putting in the search engine, Modern Renaissance Man. I can see your live comments. You can see me live, and we can chat about it. All right, so before we took the break, I was just pretty much giving you guys, just trying to give you some common knowledge when it comes to these masks and just trying to really show people. This, I don't want people to think that I'm doing this to try to argue with you. Or, see, that's the issue that a lot of us have like right now. You really have to have people sit down and you really have to psychologically prepare them for the conversation that you're about to have. So a lot of times when I talk to people, I don't like to say, I'm getting ready to go down here and talk to them like we're getting ready to have this debate. Even debate, it has such like a strong sound to it. Like the word boom, it has like a strong sound to it because using the word be. So when you say debate, it sounds like it's a harsh word. So I like to tell people, let's come together and have a constructive conversation. That means, I'm not getting ready to go into this conversation thinking that I'm about to hand it to you. I'm not about to get into this conversation and let me rewind that. I'm not about to get into this conversation with the mindset of this person is getting ready to try to come and hand it to me. No, I'm trying to get into this conversation. I want to hear your perspective. You hear my perspective, and then we just see what comes of it. But people don't like to do that because people are so fixated on trying to be the bigger person, trying to be the one that's bringing the information, trying to show that I kicked your butt in this debate. What am I saying that for? You remember when there's times where you actually can just do experiments together, and whatever the outcome is, that's what you roll with? You do the same experiment over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And if you keep on getting the same results, both of you can come to the conclusion and say that this right here is truth. But what we have going on right now is we had over a year of what I call a whole human experiment, where everybody was wearing masks. Everybody was doing their part, I guess. Everybody was washing their hands. And people were still contracting COVID-19. There's an experiment that's done that's definitely not long enough, where some of you decided to get vaccinated. And in getting vaccinated, whatever came with those vaccinations, that was the experiment. Now, I know that people are trying to shut me down on this. Oh, my God, I can't believe you know. Look, listen to this. I don't care what anybody says. An experimental drug is what was given to you. Did you read any pamphlet or information that they handed to you while getting that shot? Did you read Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, or Pfizer's pamphlet telling you the ingredients that were in the drug and let you know that they don't know how it's going to interact with anything you have taken? You can go on my YouTube channel right now, and if you go to my channel and on my page, there's an hourglass that's on my page, not the one in the YouTube main search engine, but there's a microscope. Not a microscope, guys, I'm going too fast. There is a magnifying glass that is off to the right side, mid-page down. You can type in there, Pfizer. When you type that in, I am doing something on my channel in an unbiased way. The information that was given to medical professionals first, before they gave it out to other people, I read it off verbatim to you that were watching on YouTube of what Pfizer said was in there and what Pfizer also said would do to you. What they pretty much said is that we do not know. I am paraphrasing right now because I don't have the sheet in front of me. They were pretty much saying they don't know how it's going to interact with your coffee. They don't know how it's going to interact with any current medicines that you've taken. They don't know how it's going to interact with any current shots that you already have. This is what they said. So, with knowing that information, I just said to the listening audience, it's up to you what you want to do with you and what you feel is the best for you. But I said, for me, I'm not doing it. Now, people out there, you misinforming people. You're trying to lead people not to take the vaccination. No, I did not. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to an experiment. Is because if I present you with what this company is telling me, and I'm saying this as a medical professional to you, this is what this company told me. This is what I'm reading off to you guys. Take what they said. Do what you will do with this information. But I said, but if you want to ask me what am I going to do, I'm not doing it. I'm Ty Smith, folks. This is Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299. And you can text the show at 309-807-1600. So when it comes down to it, a lot of people was coming to me personally saying, Ty, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I had people coming to me saying, Ty, I'm currently on 9 different medications, but what if it does this to me? And see, I couldn't answer any of those things for them. This is me talking to my live audience. This is me talking to some of my patients. I don't know how to answer that for you because I don't know. I just read the paper to you telling you that Pfizer saying they don't know. But what if it does this to me, Ty? Well, then this is what they said. If you have been having no issues thus far, if you take this vaccination and you start to experience anything out of the ordinary that you were not experiencing before, my patients are told to report that to me or any other nursing staff or anything like that because they don't know what type of effects it's going to have on you. Right? So, I'm just telling the truth. I had a coworker that worked in one of the facilities that I go to, and she woke up and her finger was locking. I'm just saying, folks like, well, what in the world is that? What does I got to do anything? She's never had that before. She would wake up and her ring finger would be completely locked in a flex position. She's never had that. And all of a sudden it's like, we don't know. She said, do you think it's from the vaccination? I don't know, but they said that if you have anything out of the ordinary, you might want to go and report that. I don't know if it was causing any muscle stiffness. I don't know that. You know what I mean? So my point is, again, being around in the medical field for so long as well, I know that even when I was in college, when we was going through one of our rotations, they asked us, hey, they're trying to come out with this new drug. And I don't know why they target college students with this, but they're like, we're looking for, we're doing a study with trying to get at least, 10,000 college students all within the state of Illinois to participate in this voluntary, but it's also paid. Also paid. We're looking for voluntary people that's also going to be getting paid for doing this, taking this experimental drug that we want you to take that we feel might be helpful towards, let's just say, diverticulitis or something. Or this, let me not say diverticulitis because that's a condition. Towards headaches. So what they pretty much did is said, okay, if you are someone that you pretty much are frequently experiencing headaches, we want to present you with this drug that is an experimental drug. And we're going to pay you to do it. And they do tell you, if something was to happen to you, they will take care of anything that may happen to you. This is what they were doing with these studies, right? So, with that being said, of course, somebody like me, I'm like, man, there's no way. I'm not about to be a test. I don't care how much they paying me. And it was so messed up because they even had things in there like struggling with college bills, need to have some of your student loan paid down. Well, we're looking for college students between the ages of 18 and 30 to participate in this study with this new medicine we're trying to put on the market that's supposed to help with headaches. We're looking for people that experience frequent headaches, yada, yada, peanut butter. And this is what they told you. They don't know what, and it's the same exact thing. We don't know what these ingredients that's in this medication. We don't know how it would react with any current medications that you take. We don't know how it would react with naproxen. We don't know how it would react with acetaminophen. We don't know how it would react with ibuprofen. We don't know. But with these studies, and you're going to be a part of study, you can actually help contribute to the advancement of medicine. You know what I mean? So some kids signed up for it. I don't know what it did to any of them because I just don't know. But my point is, they let you know all the things that come with it. They tell you that they will compensate you for actually doing the test. Then they also tell you that if there's any type of injury that may come to you, they will take care of it. Right? They say they will take care of it. Anyway, folks, more to show when we come back. I'm Ty Smith. You listen to Cancel This on Season 92.9. Today, Bloomington Normal. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. I am Ty Smith, a.k.a. Modern Renaissance Man, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-807-1600. And before we took the break, I was pretty much talking about, again, the mask, and also I was talking about this experiment that a lot of people don't know and understand that they are a part of. You say, what experiment is that, Ty? Is getting the vaccination is what it is. So we had someone from the internet that wanted to make a few comments. I'm going to read them off. This one right here is coming from William Lynn from the internet, who says, we currently are in an authoritarianism administration who are dictating to the people we must take the vaccine. William Lynn said, not me. My turn from the internet said, I believe they use our military as experiments. You're just a number when you're in. Matt D, who had a question, says, do you honestly believe that the vaccine's risks are outweighed by the collective societal benefits? And to that I said, again, when it comes to this vaccine, it's the fact that it's an experimental. They're telling you what it is. So this what is actually seems to me what it should be against the law. Anything that is experimental poses a danger because you don't know what it's going to do to you. Now, for anybody to be able to have the authority legally to force you to take something that is experimental, you know what I'm saying? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I think when they said Trump sarcastically said something about injecting somebody with bleach, didn't they like rip Donald Trump's head off because of that? And I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You guys remember like a while ago something he was talking about, they said something like Donald Trump mentioned about injecting your, injecting your veins with bleach to possibly kill off the COVID. Remember how they was like, this dude is nuts, he's out of his mind. I can't believe he can get up there and say, inject yourself with some bleach. People were going crazy and losing their minds over that. Now, riddle me this. Has there been an experiment with people injecting themselves with bleach? Do we know if it would work or not? Oh, here he go. Oh, Ty, you know what I'm saying that for is to make a point. Has it been experimented with? And if not, how come we're not doing it? Because bleach will what? How do you know what bleach will do? It can kill you. How do you know? What studies have you done or what studies have you seen that someone injected themselves with bleach to get rid of COVID? What studies have been done? Now, of course, I would be out of my mind to promote something like that. I'm not saying that we should do that, but my point is that in doing so, look how you will respond to that. Why would I inject some bleach in myself? The same reason why you're injecting this thing that you don't know what to do to your body with that. It's the same thing. Why would I inject myself with some bleach, Ty? Why would you inject yourself with an experimental drug, Ty? Why would I inject myself with experimental bleach, Ty, that I don't know what it will do to me? The same reasons why those that are vaccinated decided to inject themselves with something that they don't know, with something that they don't know would do to them either. What is the difference between the two? What about antifreeze? Has there been a study out there that if you inject yourself with antifreeze, that maybe it'll help with some type of illness? What about, I don't know, baby oil? You know what I mean? What about just peroxide? Has there been a study out there to inject yourself with peroxide? No. Why isn't there one? It's experimental though, right? So now we're experimenting on things. Now, you know, there was a time, and I do know this for a fact, in medical, they would have us use a lot of Clorox wipes, whatever like that. Now they got things called Sandy wipes. But anyway, with the Clorox wipes that we would use, they say that things like it kills AIDS, it kills the HIV virus, it kills like certain type of STDs, blah, blah, blah. And these are just wipes. Now, why aren't they telling people, hey, take that wipe? You know how people that do certain type of drugs, they sit there and put the stuff in the cotton ball and they take it out with the syringe and they shoot up. Now, what if somebody sat there and actually tried to take one of those Clorox wipes or something like that, or one of the Sandy wipes, and since it kills HIV and all that, they will sit there and stick it in that cotton, you know, squeeze all the solution out of that, and then take it out with a syringe and inject themselves with it. That is just crazy because those are chemicals that are, well, I'm just saying. So that's what I'm getting at right now. It's the fact that it is an experimental thing. The reason why you can go to a store and get things that are over the counter is because they've been tested over and over and over again. And even with those things, because of these tests, they would let you know Do not take more than this amount of pills in a day. Taking these pills can actually cause damage to the kidneys if you take it over a long period of time. Taking these pills can actually cause liver issues over time. So make sure you don't overdo it. Don't take more than 6 pills in a 24-hour period. How do they know all this? It's because it's been tested. Somebody has done this before. That's why they know these things. But right now, give us about a good 5 years from now, we are going to probably know exactly to a T of what this vaccination that any of you guys have taken, any of you guys that have taken this vaccination in about 5 years, we are going to know exactly everything, probably what the vaccination does and it don't do. Well, I know one thing it doesn't do. It doesn't protect you from the variant. So there's one thing we know about it. And there are some things that we know about it as well, which they're not going to tell you in the mainstream media, and they're not going to tell you on the news. Folks, make sure if you listen to this right now that you can call in here. The phone number is 309-451-9299. You can text the show at 309-807-1600. And if you are on a computer, you can chime in live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, put in Modern Renaissance Man, and you can look and see me live right now, and I can see your questions as they are flowing in. So anyway, if you went to a normal person and told them, hey, I want you to participate in this experiment where we're going to inject you with something. We don't know what it's going to do, but we just want you to be a part of it because we think that it can get rid of COVID. Most people are like, no, you can try that on somebody else, not me. Now, people have found out that although they have been vaccinated, they found out that they are not fully protected. They found out that they can spread it just like anybody else can. They found out that they can spread it just like the so-called super spreaders. And now people are upset. Why are you upset? You know what I mean? This what I'm saying. Why are you upset? People that are online right now that's listening to this right now, online on YouTube, is anyone, I'm not telling nobody to just kind of expose their information or anything like that, but I'm asking a question. Why are people upset that the vaccination did not protect them from getting COVID again, and it's not protecting them, of course, from the variant? Now, why are people upset about it? Why are they mad? What are you mad for? You cannot be upset about it, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know why? Because you signed off on something that said, we don't know what this is going to do. We expect it to work. We feel that it will work, but we don't know if it's going to really work. We don't know how it's going to react with anything that you're taking. Okay, got another question that came in from the YouTube text here. It says they want us to take the experiment, but there's a safe, proven drug they keep censoring from people promoting to use for the virus. I've been hearing a lot of different things about that as well. But of course they're going to keep information like that away. There are doctors right now. I said it the other day when I was speaking out at the health department down here in Bloomington. I told them that no matter what, some of us that went to school and got our degrees, it does not even matter anymore. There are doctors out there, virologists, immunologists, pulmonologists, all these different doctors that I've talked to, emailed, talked with on the phone. It's a shame that these guys have been in medicine all these years and their opinions do not matter. How is it that you are a doctor, and you get on YouTube and try to talk and you get pushed as being misinformation, or they give you a strike? You giving a doctor a strike, a doctor who not only is just not a regular doctor. You know, this is not your primary care physician. This is a person that they don't do nothing but lungs. They've been lungs all their life. Pulmonologists just do lungs all their life. Pulmonology surgeon don't do nothing but lungs all of their life. And now they get on here and they try to show the public information about the difference of what your epithelial cells. Oh, let me not try to go too medical. They want to show you what your lung tissue look like under a microscope if you've been hit with COVID. They'll show you what your lung tissue cells look like under a microscope. They'll show you how it looks once your lung tissue cells start to heal itself. Versus if you do get the vaccination, what your lung tissue cells look like. And it will completely blow your mind. But guess what YouTube did? YouTube is censoring these videos. YouTube is taking these videos down. I thought the whole thing about this is supposed to be about us being able to get numerous of opinions. numerous of different information for people, numerous perspectives. I don't want just one doctor. You know what I mean? I told you, a father figure to me, one of the most brilliant men in the world, Dr. Becton. He was here on the show. Love him as a sports medicine doctor. But I also look at other sports medicine doctors. Dr. Becton went to the highest point you can go, and that's being with a professional team. And not only that, won a World Series ring with them, right? But at the same time, understand this, ladies and gentlemen, things advance. People, knowledge increases. New studies get shown. New research comes along. New ideas come. New ways of doing things come along. So Dr. Becton love him to death, and he does it too. But I don't just go to Dr. Becton for all sports medicine related things. I love sports medicine. That's one of my fields right there, one of the things I specialize in. But I don't know everything when it comes to sports medicine. There may be somebody that have a better way of doing things than I do. There may be someone that have done something that I do, and they actually got a better way of doing what I do. You think I'm going to sit there and say, well, my opinion is the only one that matter, and so in doing so, I've been doing it for years. No. If you have a better way of doing something that I currently do, I'm going to look to you and say, oh, hey, let me see what this is about, right? Because if that's going to increase my knowledge and make me that much more of a better person when it comes in the field of sports medicine, let me know what it is that you got. Folks, more to show when we come back. I'm Ty Smith. We're going to take a break here. Listen to 692.9 and News and Talk of Bloomington Normal. Good midday, Bloomington Normal. Hope you guys are all out there doing well and being safe. I am Ty Smith, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-807-1600. And if you would like to see me live right now in the studio and you're at home near a computer, go onto YouTube, type in Modern Renaissance Man, go to my page, and you will see a video or a thumbnail, they call it, that says live. And you can chime in live, and I'm able to see you commenting on the channel. And when we took the break, we had someone that called in. We're getting ready to address that call right now. Caller, you are on Cities 92.9. This is Ty.
Hey, Ty, it's Acadian 75. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
First off, I want to say that when you laugh, you do remind me of a Bond villain.
Oh, my God.
Second, all this crap about the vaccine, there is no such thing as a cure for everyone for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You get 10 people who have the COVID virus right now. You give them all the same exact cure for it, they're going to react 10 different ways. There is no vaccine that's going to cover everybody. So Dr. Fauci and all the Democrats can take their vaccine and their variant D and stick it where the sun don't shine.
Right.
You talk to any doctor who's worth their weight in salt, and they'll tell you you cannot treat everybody with the same exact cure. It don't work.
You're absolutely right. I think what the issue is, man, is that, so many people have been frightened into doing it that everybody think it's for them. And you know what's sad about it is that from working in the hospitals and all that for so long, man, I know for a fact that it's been plenty of cases where they said, we don't know what's going on with this resident right now, or we don't know what's going on with this patient right now. She's swelling up. Okay, hit her with some epi. She needs the epi right now. Why? Because whatever we just gave her, apparently she's allergic to it. We didn't know it, but we do now. You see what I'm saying? Some people can't even take the same anesthesia. You know what I mean? But they don't find out. A lot of times, I'm serious, they don't find out until it actually happens while they're being treated. They find out right down the boom. I did not know, like right now. Now there's different gloves out there because they found out people are allergic to latex. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So can you imagine if they say, I don't care who you are out there right now, all of you guys need to be putting on latex gloves. And people think get scared into doing it, knowing like, wait a minute, there might be some people out there right now, they don't even know if they are allergic to it. But if you get scared into doing it, you put the gloves on, and all of a sudden you have an outbreak. Well, I'm sorry, we had you sign a piece of paper saying that you can't sue us, even though we made you do it.
Yeah, well, that's a different problem. That's a different topic for a different time about how people is going sue crazy. The other thing is I've got a food allergy
to
iodine. Now, I was born and raised in southwestern Louisiana. My entire family could eat pounds and pounds and pounds of crawfish. I get one little bitty bit of iodine,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm dead.
Wow. Unbelievable.
So everybody, even people in the same family, all react to the same stuff differently.
Right. Absolutely
So,
right.
all these doctors who are out here preaching about how you need the vaccine, and you got people like Arnold, what's his name, talking about, oh, to hell with your freedoms. Well, to hell with the Terminator, to hell with Hollywood. I'm going to do what's right for me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Tell you what, man, I appreciate you calling in and sharing that with me, man. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in and leaving a comment. And hopefully we hear you back from you again, man. God bless you, sir.
All right.
Y'all heard what he said, man. I don't know if y'all knew that. Now, Schwarzenegger did get on there and said, screw your freedom, daddy. You know, it was so messed up that he said that. It's like, okay, well, go back to Austria. That's what I'm saying. You go back to Austria then. You were the governor for California, and all of a sudden you get on here. And it's clear that most of Hollywood is all for the narrative, folks, if you didn't know this. You can tell who's bought off if a lot of people are for the narrative. Yet, at the same time, there may be people that have their own opinions, that have their own minds. I don't know. But what I'm going to do as well, listeners, right now, I'm going to address something that was said. Text in. It was texted in here. Someone made a comment saying, it's not in our best interest as a society to assume the worst from the government, from either side. You have the right not to get vaccinated. Fair enough. But Matt D, it doesn't seem like no people is having the right not to get vaccinated because they actually are mandating people in some hospitals to get it. You did say, and Matt D continues on and says, however, if you assume that everyone will be okay with it, business owners, etc., you're wrong, and you should prepare for the repercussions. Matt D, if I told you, Matt D, if you play the lottery, you have a 99.7% chance of hitting the lottery. Matt D, let me ask you this. Would you play the lottery? To the ones that are listening online right now, the question that I just asked Matt D, I want everybody that's in this live chat right now, 119 people right now, all 119 people, I'm asking you right now, if you had a 99.7% chance of hitting the lottery, would you play the lottery? And of course you're going to have some crazy person in here say, no, I wouldn't play the lottery because I don't gamble. Stop lying. Someone told me right now, if God spoke to me right now and said, Tylen, you have a 99.7% chance of hitting the lottery, I'm going to the nearest 24-hour grocery store, 7-Eleven. I'm going to the nearest Walmart. I'm going anywhere nearest, and I'm about to just straight play the lottery and become rich. Now, the reason why I say that is because what's going on, Bloomington Normal? We are back for part 2. I am Ty Smith, a.k.a. Modern Renaissance Man, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-807-1600. And if you are on a computer, you can listen in live right now. If you have any internet access through your phone, through a laptop, through a tablet, you can listen in live and see me live, and I can see your comments on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, type in Modern Renaissance Man, go to my channel, listen in live. And before we took the break, we had one of our frequent callers, my buddy, George. George, you still there, sir?
No, I've gone. Not here, yes.
All right, George, go ahead and continue on with that thought you had there, sir.
Before, Ty?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear anything I had said before?
Well, I got faded out, so that's why I want you to continue on with that thought.
Okay. What I said was to start with and tell everybody that's new, if you're a man who happens to be black, you're not a black man. You're a man who cares about people. You're a godly man. No matter who you are, they need to listen.
Thank you. Appreciate
because
that.
You're telling the truth. You don't care what other people think.
Nope.
Now, I haven't had a cold in over 50 years. In the wintertime, I drink cold water before I go out and neutralizes the temperature in your sinus area and your chest. Okay? Wow. And I take a stuff called Agerset 10 drops of that, no matter how bad you're feeling, in 10 minutes, you're better. But they're trying to kill people, Ty. Have you ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones?
No, sir. Explain it to me.
There are 4 stones, 6 stones that are standing up in Georgia, and these stones in Alberton, Georgia, the property was sold 4 or 5 times, so nobody knew who put the stones up. But these guide stones, number 1, like the 10 Commandments, the 10 main lines on it is, the first one, the main one, is to no more than 500 million people in the entire world.
Wow.
Yeah, and this way we can live in harmony with nature. That's the whole thing. Maintain humanity under 500 million people in perpetual balance with nature. That's what these guidestones. I told my wife in 1973 when the abortion came in, you know who's next, sweetheart? She said, "Who?" I said, "Old people." You want to go to New York City and see the 15,000 people that died? These people want everybody gone.
Unbelievable.
And there's going to be more miscarriages and more deaths on young women and babies that won't be born, so they don't have to worry about it. And so this is an actual idea for them to do this.
Yeah. And you know what's go ahead.
When the CCP, Communist Chinese Party, it wasn't the Chinese people, it's the Communist Party, did this virus, and anybody don't think it's real and wasn't planned, they need to look in the mirror and when they want to look at stupidity.
Unbelievable.
Nothing happens in that country that's not planned by the communist government. And the people in this country who think they're so great are just as dumb as a box of rocks.
Wow.
They're not even idiots. They're total morons.
And you'll be looked at as being a
grade, brain average.
Right.
But they don't. This is planned, just like Planned Parenthood has killed babies. This is planned, just genocide, not for blacks. It's for everybody. You hear the blacks say, "Well, they're killing everybody." We're all in the same boat. The damn boat's sinking.
Yep. And that's exactly
and
what I
need to wake up, and they need to listen to people, Ty. I go to my doctor. You can't tell him nothing. Because I read these book reports, and I don't see none of that. Really, you're reading the wrong paper.
Right. But it's like, you know what, though? I mean, at a point right now, I feel like, the evidence is being shown, man. I mean, the eugenics and all that stuff, the history of all that, it's like being manifested in people's face right now. But it amazes me that because people are so overtaken with fear that they can't even see it. You know what I mean? Like they can't see it. And even if you want to show it to them, they want to close their eyes and I don't want to see. All I know, I just want to stay, because it's almost like they're scared to see the truth. Because if they see the truth, it's almost like now you got to retract on everything that you said or everything that you've done. And you have to just face the truth. But I also let everybody know that if you can see right now that they're trying to divide us amongst anything that they possibly can. They're trying to divide us by family, get rid of nuclear family, trying to divide us by gender, divide us by color. That's why, you got 1,000 genders right now. All they come down to is division. But what nobody seems like they want to pay attention to is ultimately that evil does not care about any of us at all. It wants to destroy all of us.
And you find this mostly in the better neighborhoods. Because they can be, these people down here in this area, we know they could. How long do you think they live or get in up there where we lived at, in the hood?
I think, like, even when I was coming out of high school, I was expected to be 23 to 25 years old.
And that was max.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was it.
And that's why they feel like they have no hope. And that's why even the white kids today, whatever you want to call them, are figuring the same thing. They have no hope because there's nobody there for them. There's no family. Black Lives Matter wants to break up the family. What are you doing? It's like I said last week, 82% of them are gone, the men.
Yeah.
You got 18% or less at home. And it's going to be everywhere. And these kids, they don't have any future, and they're killing themselves, like you talk about suicide and everything else. What I take for this stuff for my lungs is I take oregano-psyllium organic oil. You buy it in capsules, and it keeps the lungs clean. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I deal with people every day when I was doing stuff. I never get sick.
See,
Because I watch what I do, where I'm at. I don't need the government to tell me stand 6 foot back from some guy that's coughing and gagging.
right. It's
What do I
like
look like? I'm stupid. I'm not going to get up in his face.
right. It's like you
And they're never
naturally
going to
do
get rid
it.
of it because they're coming across the border at 23% from south of the border into this country.
Exactly. That hit the nail on the
And they're
head.
doing that on purpose because they don't have to live where we live.
Nope.
But they don't realize something, that they get enough of these south of the border votes and you're going to legalize them. Jose is going to be the president someday, which is not a problem, but this is the way,
Yep.
and people felt guilty about Obama. I live with more blacks than Obama did in my life. I lived with a lot more. And he didn't live with, because I didn't have an armed guard like he does.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But I live with way more blacks. And I mean, people voted for him because they were guilty. Guilty of what?
right.
You read that book there, Ty, that I gave you,
Uh-huh.
and you'll find that 95% of the white people in the world were considered inhuman.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that. And you know what? Just made a real interesting point right there. Whenever you was telling me how Obama, how they voted men out of guilt. And what I want everybody that's listening right now to know, if you cannot clearly see that it is some hypocrisy in this, how is it that Barack Obama was able to have all of these people for his my 60th birthday? I had a lot of friends there. And all of a sudden, we can't do anything. Look at the hypocrisy in that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, looking at that, their games are clearly being played with us right now. They are actually feeling that we are so stupid. I'm sorry to say it that way. No, I'm not. They are feeling, and they are at a point right now that they say, man, we can do anything that we want to do, and then tell these low-life, middle class or upper class or lower class, any class, poor class, we can tell them anything and make them do anything, although we're not doing it. Right now, there seems like there is no more behind the closed doors with them. You remember how some people that are called conspiracy theorists, they'll say, well, y'all know they're making us do this behind closed doors. They're not doing it, though. Oh, man, y'all just conspiracy theorists, man. All these conspiracy theorists. Man, you really think these people are these? You really think these elite people gonna risk their lives? You think these elite people gonna tell us to wear a mask and then they're not wearing masks themselves? Now what? Yes, we are all seeing it. One of the things that I'm at this point thankful about it is everybody has something in their hand called a phone, but it's not a phone. It is a computer. It is a camera. It is your credit card. It's a lot of things. Now, if it wasn't for people having these in their hands, some people would not have been able to video these people being in their hypocritical states. What am I talking about? Right now, why is Governor Newsom in California being recalled? Telling everybody to do this, lockdown, do this, don't this, don't this, don't this, but then he's out doing it. And they caught him. So for him to even have the audacity, even right now, Barack Obama, even for him to have the audacity to have this party, knowing that the country has been riddled with this pandemic, we gotta do something. Even though he know that this is going around like this, he's still saying, I'm gonna have a party of 700 people? It's being put in your face. We gonna be able to do what we want to do as the upper class, social economic people, but you low-life peasant folks, you gonna do what we tell you to do now. Now it's out of water. Oh, y'all got us, but by the way, we're gonna continue to have our parties and our gatherings and do all these things that we telling you not to do, and you're not gonna say nothing about it, but take it. And I'm telling you right now, you have to take it like that's what they're saying to us, Americans. Like they're saying, do what we say to do and shut up about it. Do what we say to do and stop crying about it. Wear the mask, social distance, don't go to your mama's house, don't go to your daddy's house. Now they're even saying, don't even be around your own kid. Yeah, they're telling you that while they're doing this. Y'all need to get on this internet and get with people and let them show y'all what's going on globally. Places like Paris, these people are out in hundreds of thousands in protests, and they're trying to censor us from seeing that. Why? So right now, what are we waiting on? America, what are we waiting on? Bloomington Normal, what are we waiting on? Why can't we organize and get together and have a huge crowd saying we're not going to take what they're trying to do? Go there and make them school boards change their minds. There's other counties around us right now who made mask optional. Folks, more to show when we come back. I'm Ty Smith, and you listen to Cancel This, the news of Taco Bloomington Normal. We'll be right back. Good afternoon / midday, Bloomington. I am Ty Smith, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This, where the phone number is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-807-1600. And when we took the break, you guys heard me going off on a rant about our black president of the past who was able to have a large party, no mask on, having a good old time dancing, while we, normal folk, were told, you better not do it. So anyway, I just want people to really just think about this. I'm serious. How can you not look at what they're doing and know that you're being played? You know what I mean? How can you not look at this and not know that you're being played? Most of us can't even gather that many family members together. 400 some odd people is what I heard was the max number of people he had. Some people say between 400 and 600. I know that number got lowered down, but it doesn't matter if he even had 100 people. There were still a lot of people at his party dancing around, breathing each other's face. And what's crazy about that is that Erykah Badu was the one that shot the video. I'm pretty sure there's other videos out there, but Erykah Badu was the one that shot the video. And now they say she sent out an apology to Barack Obama saying she's sorry that she recorded it. Why would she have to be sorry? Can anybody answer that for me? Why would Erykah Badu, a national famous singing artist, why would she have to go and make it public to Barack Obama to apologize for recording it? Is it possible that they told them, we don't want any recordings going on in here because we don't want to look like hypocrites? But sorry, I'm so glad she did that. If anything, I would say that she was so brave for doing that, because it showed the rest of us that they do not give 2 cents about you at all. They're going to continue to live free and try to actually enslave us. And that leads me to my next thing here. I made a statement on Fox News that turned the black community upside down. I made a comment and said, slavery never was about race initially. I talked about how slavery was going on in all of the world. I talked about how India had, like, I think at that time, the biggest slave trade going on. I talked about China having one of the biggest slave trades going on. All cultures at that time had slavery going on where they were enslaving their own race. You can read stories about certain tribes that they enslaved certain people that were prisoners of wars. You can read about them actually enslaving people that maybe have committed a bad crime. And in order for them to make up for that crime, they had to work as a slave to pay off the crime that they did. You will read certain words that's still being used today. They used words back at that time like markets, marketing. They used words like that back then when it came to slaves and trading slaves. The trade market. So, what made so many people upset is because I said the fact that all of that was going on in all of the world. The fact that it was going on in all the world. Slaves were sold to other races. But we know about the transatlantic slavery. We know about that. We know about how when black people were over here, we know how they end up being treated. We know how they end up leading to, the Civil War, post-slavery, civil rights movement. We know about that. But what I always like to do is tell people, go back to the origins of it. What do you mean, Ty? What do you mean? What's so important about the origins? Who was it that was enslaving their people, period? And whatever that system, whatever that evil was, why aren't we talking about them? which is something that I'm going to have to go and do and look at myself. I want to know how all this stuff came into play. Even in the Bible, slavery happened. The children of Israel were enslaved hundreds of years, right? My question is, whatever evil felt that it was okay to enslave human beings and market human beings, sell human beings, I don't care who they sold them to. The fact that that system was there and it was being allowed and it was being done, how did the people end up falling slave to those people that did it? Who are these people? What is that evil? What is that power? But I can tell you this. Whatever that power is, it's the same exact power that's working right now in the United States of America and in all over the world. That same exact power, folks, got us fighting each other and have us hating each other and have us at each other's throat. Is we're being divided according to who's vaccinated and who's unvaccinated. We are being divided off of black, white. We're being divided off of male, female. We're being divided off of black lives only matter, but white lives don't. We're being divided off of critical race theory. We're being divided off of white people are inherently racist. We're being divided off of all kinds of different things, having no idea that the end game is for this same evil system to enslave every last one of us, because that evil does not care about any of those things. All that evil cares about is what it once had eons years ago, and that's complete power and control. And if you cannot see that, you want to know why you can't see it? Because it wants you to focus on these superficial things that's in front of your face. That's why something new keeps on popping up. Oh, now we got a Delta variant. Put the focus on the Delta variant now. Start the cycle all over again so we can keep the eyes off the fact that we steady divide these people, that we steady have them fighting, that we steady have them at each other's throat, having no idea that we steady taking away their rights little by little. No. Let me rephrase that. Not taking away the rights, that we are actually making them so scared. We're hitting them with so much fear mongering that we are actually having them give us their freedoms. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what we are doing right now. They cannot take our freedoms away. What we are doing is giving them our freedoms. We are sitting there allowing this stuff that is of none effect to actually keep on going on in this world right now without actually keeping our eyes, without actually keeping our focus on the ones that are all behind this, looking at their end game goal. We are the United States of America, the most powerful, beautiful country in the world. If we weren't, why are people trying to flock here? Why are people trying to flock here? You need to understand what is at stake right now. You need to understand what is actually trying to be done to us right now. Folks, more to the show when we come back. I'm Ty Smith. You listen to Cities 92.9 and News Talk of Bloomington Normal. We'll be right back. Good day, Bloomington Normal. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. I am Ty Smith, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show as well at 309-807-1600. And if you want to see me live and be able to put comments in live on the air, you can go to YouTube right now. Type in Modern Renaissance Man on YouTube. And once you get on YouTube, type in Modern Renaissance Man, and you can listen in live right now. Okay? So before I took the break, you guys heard me going off on a rant of what they're absolutely doing to us right now. And if you can't see it, you need to understand this. That's why I need people to have a type of mindset that if you don't do what I do, does not mean I dislike you. If I don't do what you do, right, then you shouldn't dislike me, right? It shouldn't be that way. What needs to be done is you need to have a mindset like whatever it is that we're going to talk about, you need to be open-minded to it. Whatever it is that's being done right now is going to affect both of us, period. If you cannot see and understand that everything that I just got done talking about, that is just a complete setup for all of us to be at each other's throat, all so they can just pull the carpet from all of us, and we're all going to fall flat on our face, because that's exactly what's happening right now. Right now, everything is just about pure division. It's about pure division, and it's about trying to get us into a certain point in our minds to where they can completely have control. I don't know if any of you guys that are listening right now, even on the internet right now, if any of you have ever been bullied, you know that the person that was bullying you seemed like they literally controlled your life. It seemed like they had control over your thoughts. You go to bed hating, knowing that I got to wake up in the morning to go to school, knowing that I'm probably going to get bullied by this person. It messed with your sleep at night. You sitting there thinking, oh my God, I got to get up in the morning. I got to walk to school because I know whatever his name is going to mess with me. It tortured you. This person was controlling your life. And then what about after school? I know that they're going to mess with me again, or I know I got to get ready to run for my life, or I know I'm getting ready to take some punches because I know that this person is going to come and bully me. So then, any of you that ever faced that, I dealt with children that were like that. I dealt with people that I went to school with that were bullied. And one thing about me is because something was a little wrong with me, because I actually had a knack for fighting. I would go and beat up the bullies that was bullying the people that I liked, that I was friends with. I always told bullies, I bully bullies. I don't get intimidated. I do not care. Well, Ty, that guy right there, everybody know what just because he hasn't fought me yet. That's why. Well, no, man, he's a big, strong dude. I do not care. I don't care how big and strong he is. I bet you can't take how hard I bite. What do you mean? I'm going to bite him. Man, that's dirty fighting. I do not care. I will protect myself at all measures, and I do not care what I will do to you to protect myself. I do not care. And so the same person got word, hey, this guy named Ty said he's not scared of anybody. And this dude was supposed to be the kingpin of the middle school, whatever like that. He's supposed to be the main bad dude. This dude never lost a fight. Well, I'm like, well, I'm going to be his first one. Oh, I'm just telling y'all, he can bully y'all, but just tell him don't mess with me. So word got back that it's this Ty dude saying that he's not going to be bullied, that he's not scared of anybody. So this kid, I'm not going to ever forget his name, Jeff. Did you say that you can beat me up? I said, no, I didn't say I can beat you up. I just said I just can't be bullied. What do you mean you can't be bullied? I said, I can't be bullied. He said, well, I can bully you. I said, no, you can't. He said, yes, I can. I said, no, you can't. He said, you want to go? I said, do I want to go where? I'm getting in his head now. Do I want to go where? He said, what you want to go for? I was like, a double cheeseburger, some pizza, a soda. I'm making him mad while all these people around laughing. So all of a sudden, it's putting him on the spot. He's getting mad now. I done got in this dude's head. He pushed me. And I said, I'm getting ready to go tell the teacher. I act like I was going to walk past him to go tell the teacher. I jumped all over that dude. Biting forehead, biting nose, biting ears, scratching his face, punching him, kicking him, biting his chest, biting his shoulder. I didn't care what I did. But guess what happened? Everybody seen how actually weak that he was. Why? Because he thought that he was crazy. He ran into somebody that was crazier than him. What are you saying this all for, Ty? This is exactly how we have to be about protecting our own selves. This is exactly the type of attitude you have to have about them trying to take things away from you. You have to have that type of mindset. You can't just sit back and just let them take this from you. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all do, because too many people, I'm not trying to say nothing bad about people, but we have a lot of people that are soft. Well, I'm not going to, and I'm not talking about a physical confrontation if you're not catching on what I'm saying. I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You have to be strong like that, even if it's dealing with relatives, with family, with friends, with coworkers. You have to stand up for truth and what you know to be truth. And if it is true, stand on it. Don't budge. All right, folks, so while we took the break, we had a call online, and I'm sorry I ran it on. We can ready to address that call. Caller, you're on Cities 92.9. This is Ty.
Hi, Ty. This is CJ.
Hey, how you doing, CJ?
I was just listening to your show and all the talking points that you're hitting on. You're right on. Because I wanted to say and then allow you to, hit me back on your responses.
Mm-hmm.
So, first one was, it seems like nobody knows how much a COVID shot is, what it costs, or how much a COVID test costs at like a doctor or hospital. The other one is the divisionist problem, separatists. They're, like you said, they're dividing everything. and they got everybody scared to say anything or speak up about it or do whatever because nobody wants to be the naysayer.
Right.
I mean, you accidentally text one of your family members on Facebook or send them a tag that has something negative against the shot or what another country's doing instead of mask mandates, and then they come back at you saying they don't want to hear none of that nonsense or whatever, even though it's science. They got them brainwashed, and then I just seen a thing on I get military news updates, and they talked about the DOJ now passed the thing where they're going for domestic and foreign terrorism, and if you read down into that, you'll see in there that it talks about like Facebook posts, things like that they're going to go follow through on because you have a fake narrative in their opinion, which it's an opinion, but because it's fake, they're going to address it. Basically makes it sound like they're going to come for you. It's like their own personal beliefs. So going back to Obama's party, they're figuring now they're so far into it and they got so much control that they can pretty much do whatever they want and damn what everybody else says or thinks or wants to do. You're going to do what you're told.
Right.
Or they'll come for you. They'll go think of something for you if you piss them off enough.
Exactly.
Then they'll come and sit there and say, well, we found this on your computer, or you did this on your taxes years ago. Anything.
Right, I hear you. Thanks for the call, man. And you know what's really interesting about this is that I think that's what makes a lot of people afraid. Because one thing, and I don't know, I'm just talking this out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, but God works in the most powerful ways. And I mentioned this last night to the crowd that I was speaking to here in Bloomington at this protest we were at. I said, I don't know if y'all check this, but when you look in that Bible, God's team always won. You know what I mean? God's team always won. There were certain characters in the Bible, and I'm not trying to compare myself to none of them. But the thing is, because of the experiences that I have had in God, period, I do not fear any of this. I do not care what any of them have to say about me. You want to know why? Because on my YouTube channel, I've said this stuff about myself already. I've told stories of things that I experienced in the neighborhood, in the hood I grew up in. I told stories of somebody that I shot at before. I told these stories. So if I was to get into anything involved in what they want to call the political world, they can go back as far as they want to. It does not matter. I can say, hey, everything you want to know about me, go on my YouTube channel. I've talked about it live. What are you going to do? Well, we heard that Ty in the 6th grade, he once punched a kid because the kid looked at Ty's shoes and said, those shoes are bad. Ty thought that the kid was calling his shoes bad when the kid was actually complimenting his shoes. Ty wasn't hip on the new slang that was being used in the neighborhood that he lived, that when you say, hey, those are bad, they're actually saying your shoes are good. Do you want Ty to be somebody that wanted to work for you? He punches 6th graders. I don't care. Y'all know what I'm saying? When you stand on truth and righteousness, I do not care what anybody has to say about me. I do not care. My moderators have a t-shirt made out for me, and it says, fun fact, I don't care. And I think when it comes to this, that's why they came back at me with all these stories from the school board meeting saying that I'm not married, I'm not even educated, I don't have no children, I was planted there by the GOP party, and I'm Candace Owens' brother, I'm Larry's uncle, I'm Larry Elder's nephew, all this stuff they came out with. But why weren't they sticking to what I was actually talking about? Why were they trying to deflect from the truth? The truth scares these people. And what we don't understand is that the truth is we, the people, have more power than that small number of folks that's actually controlling everything right now. We have more power than that. But guess what? This thing has been going on for so long. People have become so accustomed to being told what to do. And that's why now it's almost like a glitch or a malfunction going on in people's brain, because people want to do something, but they don't know what to do. Why don't people know what to do? Because you've been living your life too long being told what to do. And now me and my wife talk about this all the time amongst other people that, we associate with. I said, you know what? Because going through college, even when me and my wife were first married, we just didn't have cable. we would get an antenna. My wife would watch some things there and then, but we would actually have videos we would rent from the library and whatever like that. My wife was too busy being a mother to my 2 sons. I was too busy studying in college. We didn't even really watch TV. We would watch a movie or something like that, or rent a movie. But as far as watching TV, we just didn't watch it. We didn't watch the news, anything. I have become so accustomed to that even on my YouTube channel, over 3 years, people would see me talking about how I didn't watch the news. My subscribers would get on here and tell me things that's going on in the world. Or, Ty, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And I would always say, no, I don't watch it. I don't watch it. So I feel that in a way, I feel a little bit blessed by that because my mind has not been conditioned in that way. I was on here helping people actually detox from TV. So many people have been so used to watching so much negativity that that's all they're drawn to now. Even the news, they'll say something positive about something, but then they'll keep everything about the negativity. So it seems like the more negativity you watch, the more bad stuff you watch, you're so conditioned to that seems like that's all they want you to see. And if that's all you see, that's all you're going to be accustomed to. If that's all you see, that's going to end up becoming part of your attitude, your behavior. That's going to be something that you're actually going to be looking forward to. That if anything is done right or positively, you just really don't even care about that. That's why they'll say, oh, man, this kid right here, she's 12 years old and she's going to college. Anyway, 16 people were shot in Chicago, and this happened over here. This happened there. Oh, news is coming out. Oh, breaking news. Breaking news never seem to be good news, do it? It's always something bad. Always something bad. Negativity, negative. So we living in so much negativity right now that, right, we don't even know what to do positively to make a huge effect right now. We don't know what to do. Folks, more to show when we come back. I'm Ty Smith. You're listening to the News and Talk of Bloomington Normal. Good day, Bloomington Normal. I am Ty Smith, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number is 309-451-9299. And you can also text the show at 309-807-1600. And man, has this time flown. I can't believe we're almost at 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't even seem like it, do it? Anyway, before we took the break, you guys you heard me going off on a rant. It's amazing, like all my good stuff starts to come. Like the last 30 seconds that I'm getting ready to have to take a break. Why can't they come to me like right now? No. Anyway, let me give you guys something to ponder on here. Let me know what you think about this. Right now, black people is the biggest community right now that are not vaxxed. Why is that? Why is that? Do you really believe that blacks are not vaxxed right now is because we don't have access to vaccinations? That we can't use our internet? That we can't hire a lawyer to probably figure out how we can go and get vaccinated? That has to be it, don't it? It has to be because we're in such a disenfranchised, such poor communities that we don't know how to get these vaccinations, right? We can get some Jordans, though, but we don't know how to get the vaccination. You know what I mean? We can figure out how to get in the drug game and sell drugs and all that, but we have no idea how to get a vaccination. We can figure out how to go and rob and all this stuff like that and steal from people in certain areas, but we don't know how to get a vaccination. Yeah, I know, like, man, what in the world, bro? I'm just telling you. You really think that's the reason why black people are not vaccinated? It can't possibly be because black folks are kind of like, I don't know about all this. It can't be that, can it? So riddle me this, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, boys and girls and boys, Instagramianites, Twitter hatchlings, all of you that's listening. Riddle me this. If I go to New York right now and I want to go and eat somewhere and they tell me to pull out a vaccination card, is it possible that I can call that racist? Huh? Is it possible that I can say that they're being racist because of that? Now that all the world knows that blacks are the largest population that are not vaccinated, if the job asks you to provide a vaccination card, can you get them for profiling? Can you get them for any of those things right now? And riddle me this. If black people are the largest population that are not vaccinated right now, and we try to go and do anything that requires us to have a vaccination card, is that not segregation? All over again? What would Martin Luther King be thinking right now? You can't buy? You can't go into a certain store? Knowing that a certain population don't even have vaccinations right now. Doesn't that look like they might as well put a sign in there that says whites only? Since we know that 50+% of them are all vaccinated, right? So they can go into any store right now. And if you're not following my thought process right now, you just completely lost. No, I'm not saying nothing about no white folks or anything like that, so don't even go there. What I am saying is that you can go on the CDC right now and it will show you amongst the white population who are vaccinated. My point is saying that since we know that more whites are vaccinated and there's a good chance that they can go into, especially in New York, they can go in any stores or anything like that. How is this not some shape, form, or fashion of segregation amongst black people, knowing that a large percentage of them are not vaccinated? How would that be looked at? And let's just roll with the fake narrative right now that the reason why blacks aren't vaccinated. Let's roll with the narrative right now. Let's just go along with the narrative that the reason why blacks aren't vaccinated is because of all these different things, all, being disenfranchised and don't have access to it, poor communities, don't get the means, don't get the money, can't even make it to a free clinic. Let's go along with that narrative. Where is Black Lives Matter at? If Black Lives Matter to this population who aren't vaccinated, and oh my God, this vaccine can definitely wipe them out. At one time Kamala did say it was a racist it was a racist virus because it's now going to be targeting. I got videos saved on my YouTube thing right now. There's videos out there just saying this virus is targeting black communities, but then yet right now, black communities are not trying to get vaccinated. Y'all see what I'm saying? So let's roll with the narrative right now. Where is Black Lives Matter? Shouldn't Black Lives be out there saying Black Lives Matter? We need to get access to the vaccines. How come Black Lives Matter is not out there pushing black people to get vaccinated since they care so much about? They ain't even getting it. There's people right now, I know for a fact, I know at least 200 people from Decatur to the Chicago region that are part of Black Lives Matter, and they are not even getting the vaccination. Go ask Black Lives Matter, why aren't they getting the vaccination? Where's the news story at on that? Can we actually get them back on the news, ladies and gentlemen? Can we get someone from the news to go to the local Black Lives Matter chapter of a lot of these leaders out there and ask them why aren't they getting it? Why isn't Black Lives Matter in the mainstream media right now pushing the black community to get it? Why is that? I sure would like to know. I'm sure you guys would like to know. Anyway, we can ready to take a call right here, folks. You're on season 2.9. This is Ty.
Hi, Ty. Yeah, you only have a moment, and let me turn that off for a second. There, that's better. Sorry. You only have a couple of seconds, I know, so I just wanted to say, man, you are an inspiration. I love listening to you. Unfortunately, I get to the point where all I can catch is the podcast. Regarding what you're saying, I haven't had the vaccination. Mm-hmm. So it may just be that a large percentage of the African American population gets the idea that maybe these vaccinations aren't all they're cooked up to be.
Yep.
So that's something that just makes sense to me.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
An inspiration to more people than you know. And I expect that Saturday afternoon is going to spike in terms of its audience. And that's all for the good, and it's for the good of the people. I hope people are catching this because you're awesome.
I really, really appreciate that.